off tonight and then back here at home tomorrow and Sunday. They'll play the Pistons and the Nuggets, respectively. And then they'll go into, do they take a holiday break at all? I guess not. They'll go to Philly to play the Sixers. They'll host the Heat night before Thanksgiving. And then LeBron and the Lakers. Next Saturday, I will have tickets for you for that game around 3:50 today. So Cavs over the Trailblazers last night. A handful of people have asked me what the promo code is over at CLE Clothing Company. It is GRAVY. You want to use GRAVY for the remainder of November. 2 weeks from today will be the end of the month. You can use GRAVY until then. However many times you use it, you'll get 20% off. So if you like to do your shopping online, you can do it there. I want to get yourself some. What better stocking stuffer could there be as we get ourselves into the Christmas season than all that retro Buzzard merch that they have over there at CLE Clothing? So if you're in one of their stores, you can use it when you check out. If you're online, just use GRAVY. And they'll have another one for you when December starts up. But those Cavs-Lakers tickets later on. Draymond Green, you know, he got suspended for putting who did he choke, Poundcake? This was in your sports break yesterday. Who did Draymond Green put into a chokehold?
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
Oh, look at that.
That's right.
Not Gobert.
Not Gobert.
I mean, it looks like Gobert, right? If you hadn't,
That's how it's
if you hadn't heard the name, yeah.
And I assume, and this is, again, me assuming I have underlying racism, I guess, because I was like, oh, Rudy Gobert, he's a black guy. I didn't think he had a French last name.
He's a French dude.
I was like, there's plenty of black guys that have French last names because there's a lot of black guys. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's black people in France and every other majority white nation. But, yeah, I didn't even think about it.
And that's a shortened version of his name. That's not even his full name. His name is Rudy Gobert Bourgerel.
Ooh, bougie? What is it?
So the back of his jersey should say Gobert Bourgerel. That would be pretty cool.
But he knows no one's going to pronounce that correctly, so he probably...
Well, apparently some people are still saying Gobert. So
No, I'm saying Gobert.
I know, you're some people. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the majority. I just deliver the news.
You really
Poorly.
do. In your own inimitable fashion, yes. But Rudy Gobert over there with the Minnesota Timberwolves. But they suspended Draymond Green for choking him. And, well, I didn't even know Rudy Gobert played for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he got
that shows
traded
you how
there a
much
few
I
years
thought he
ago.
played for the Jazz.
Yeah, he got traded to the Timberwolves like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
See, that's how much I know, Poundcake. You didn't know how to pronounce it properly? I didn't even know what team he was on.
But the thing is, though, I don't know. Yeah, they should have suspended him, but there was a bigger fight. Like, I don't know. There was a there was a replay in slow motion where it was like Klay Thompson was in the mix. Someone hit him, and then like everything else ensued after that. So Draymond did not start that fight.
Why do you think there's so much fighting recently in professional sports? Like, there's so much.
I think it's always been like this.
Well, not. I mean, has it? Where they're choking each other on the floor?
But there's
and I mean,
not that many fights, and it's mainly.
There seem to be a lot.
I feel like these athletes are under a lot of stress, and it must be very stressful making so much money.
Well, listen, I know it's all. There's a lot of testosterone and ego and things like that. I do understand that, but
I feel like the way people interact with each other is very different. Like there's racism in it. There's classism in it. Like, it's one thing to insult someone, but when you try to belittle someone or belittle their race, or like, I banged your wife or I banged your mom, like stuff like that, when it happens in real life, like someone allegedly did bang LeBron's mom, or someone did, sleep with someone's wife. I mean, look at what's her face and Larsa Pippen and Michael Jordan's son.
They're engaged.
Like, that's stuff. When stuff like that happens, that is more than just a dig. You're going for the juggler. Juggler.
Juggler.
The juggalo.
Get that juggler out of here.
You're going for the juggler. But
maybe the heart wants what the heart wants.
No,
Larsa Pippen and Michael Jordan's son. So you're saying you're saying that's a full on long game troll.
Yes, that is a long game troll. Like that is getting you where it hurts. Like that. How do you play after that? Because the guys have something on you. Like for like,
But it's Scottie.
I'm a
Scottie
studio girl, like Michael Jordan's son did.
Scottie
like,
Pippen's ex-wife and Jordan's son. Like, there's enough degrees of separation there. It's not it's not beyond the realm of possibility. I mean, she's clearly a jersey chaser, and
then
the dude is Michael Jordan's kid. I don't know.
And then Delonte West, like poor guy, but like I feel like he put a lot of bad energy into the environment. Into like you don't do that with a teammate allegedly.
There's a lot of stuff like this. There's another story about Matt Barnes attacking who was it? Fisher. What was that guy's name? He played for the Lakers and stuff, and he was dating his ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
And that they got into a fight like off the court.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's always been competitive, but the stakes are
Derek Fisher.
Who's the guy Udoka? I remember I talked about him before.
With the Celtics.
Yeah, so he's creeping around with the teams like I don't know what they call it, Lazion or
Go ahead, try it again.
Lazion. I don't know.
Try it again.
I remember.
He used to play for the Steelers. You can't take it with you, Lazion.
No, what is it? What's it called?
Liaison.
Liaison.
I didn't want to sit here and listen to him trip for 15 minutes. Lazion.
The team
Sounds like a
That's what
comfy
you want to
chair.
do for a living. Is
Lazy on.
I just want to be lazy on the clock.
The team liaison, like he's creeping around with her, and he's got a wife at home.
Oh,
so
that's so
how
funny.
is she ever gonna trust that he's gonna be on his job? She had to divorce him. Like, so that type of stuff you can't go back from, and I feel like that is all in, that's in your head as you're playing as well. I just want to be a blob and watch TV.
Lazy on.
Lazion is what he wants.
I just want to be a blob and watch TV. I put that on my resume.
On your resume? I'm a Lazion on my resume.
This is I'm struggling today, guys.
I know, so am I. I don't know what's going on, but you're going to get more of the same from me and Poundcake all day today.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the first time
It's worth it though for lazy on.
Lazion on his resume.
Liaison. I was like, I know I have like the right letters. I'm just not pronouncing them correctly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Larsa Pippen, Michael Jordan's kid. Well, listen, what do they always say, right? That's just locker room talk. Remember when Trump was grabbing the pussy?
Yeah.
Right? A quote. They go, that's just locker room talk. Come on. That's why it's called that. There's a lot of ego and testosterone involved in professional
I
sports.
just got a message. Someone said, lazy on. That's a Pokemon if I ever heard one.
Sir, you got to catch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that lazy on.
Yeah. Can't take it with you, lazy on. But speaking of the Steelers, somebody hit knocked over an assistant coach or something on the sidelines, and both teams came out. I think the Packers were playing the Steelers the other night, or maybe it was Monday Night Football.
That was a Monday night. I think it was on Sunday.
Okay. Well, anyway, both benches cleared and everybody. And it's so wild to see when two full teams fight, because if you're the guys in the middle, it all ripples outwards. So the guys in the middle, they're in fisticuffs. They're swinging and throwing. But if you're on the outside and just coming in, you're just kind of hopping around looking for a place to get.
You're trying to act like you're doing more than you are.
Yeah, you have to jump up because it's your whole team. At some point you go, I'm going to hang back. But then you go, oh, well, everybody else is running out there, so I have to run out there too, even though I don't even know what happened. But you got to go out with your team. So then everybody's looking around, and what are you going to do when you're on that outer ring of a bench clearing brawl? Nothing. You're going to stand there.
You're like the extras in Braveheart that are just kind of like, boo, boo. Like you find somebody to act tough to, but
yeah,
you guys are just kind of, you're exchanging recipes.
There's one guy who gets to scream about freedom. Everybody else is kind of standing around.
Just kind of bumping around.
Yeah, you're just filling in on the outskirts. But he wants to be lazy on the couch. Yeah. Okay, I got to give you money. I want to. Today and tomorrow, last 2 days to win some of this cash from the Buzzard bookie. So you are down to the 11th hour, but still plenty of chances to win. So good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
I'm being reminded by a texter, Rudy Gobert was the guy who licked the microphone and then made a COVID joke. And then he got COVID. Remember when Rudy Gobert, back in the...
Because he tapped all the mics, and he was the first player to test positive. And that was a bad look, because then they had to shut down the league.
That's kind of what happened to me.
Not much later.
You licked Rudy Gobert?
No, it's Gobert. But
but you call him Gobert, so that's all I'm calling him now.
No, when swine flu was a thing, before it was COVID, it was swine flu, and I was making a joke of it. My mom sent me to school with hand sanitizer, and it was like the week before we were going to take this big trip. I say big trip, but it was really just to Columbus. But it was like a weekend trip, and I was excited to go. It was like for the FFA, and I couldn't wait to go. And I was like, ooh, hopefully I don't get swine flu so I could go on the trip. And every time someone would text me, I would put the... Every time someone would text me, I would put on the hand sanitizer. I'm like, bum's texting me. I got to wipe myself. And I was...
Little Poundcake is like, it's swine flu. I got to get ham sanitizer.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I was the first person in my school to get swine flu. And I was out for 5 days.
Were you the last?
No. But they were like, we thought you were joking. We thought you were doing a bit when you said you got swine flu. I was like, no, I was out. Like, they're like, well, you were the only one walking around with hand sanitizer. I was like, isn't that ironic? So, God don't like ugly.
Well, anyway, I got into that whole thing because the NBA suspended Draymond Green 5 games for putting Rudy Gobert in a chokehold, but Rudy Gobert got the last word. He said, would have been a lot worse if Draymond Green knew how to choke. Because I would have, he don't know how to choke. Otherwise, I would have been out.
Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Championship says otherwise.
James Harden knows how to choke.
Team knows how to choke.
Kawhi Leonard, he knows how to choke. But not
when you got a 3-1
Draymond
lead,
Green.
You know how to choke.
Yeah.
This Rudy Gobert. Damn it, now you got me doing it again.
See?
You got me messing up. This Rudy Gobert is kind of hot. Ooh.
You just like him because now you know, because he's French.
No.
Well, that means he's uncut.
Yeah, I was going to say, that does not make me like him.
Imagine how uncut that is. It's
right.
7'2".
Yeah.
Wow. Who else is French? Victor Wembanyama, isn't he French?
He's French.
There's a handful of French. Tony Parker's French, right?
French.
Yeah.
There's a few other guys that were...
Batum, he's French, I think.
Batum, who's the dude that... Yeah, those are the main ones I can think of.
Evan Fournier.
Oh, yeah.
He's from France.
French players.
You know.
Well, it's something to think about, Poundcake. You might want to try to do a 180 on the foreskin.
Well, I didn't say it's just a preference. Not to say I wouldn't, and because I've spoken into existence, the exact opposite's going to happen. Like my husband's probably going to be, uncircumcised. But for $60 million,
come on, bud, you're never getting married.
If I have a husband, he's probably going to be uncircumcised. But $60 million, I would do that. I would just put a clothespin on my nose and I would call it a day. Like
a clothespin? Where do you find a clothespin? In 2023, are there still people hanging their laundry? I mean, out in the sticks, I'm sure they are.
Yes, they do.
Also,
smells nice when you dry your clothes on the line.
It clean.
Yes.
Just because you're not circumcised doesn't mean you automatically have a stinky dingle.
His crotch doesn't have to smell like your feet.
What if it smells worse?
Then he needs to work on his hygiene.
Yes. You'll just get him by the juggler.
Juggalos be trippin', yo.
Jugglers be trippin', yo. I was reading about a guy who won. This was just in February. The guy who won the Mega Millions in Maine. He won $1.35 billion. And you can stay anonymous. If you're in a state that lets you stay anonymous, the people who you contact, like financial advisors and things like that, they say it's a really good idea to keep a massive lottery win a secret. They recommend you change your phone number, set up a P.O. box because people are going to find out your address and they're going to be getting you're going to get bags of mail from people who want money. You got to retain an attorney, all that kind of stuff. So this guy, that's why in places where they release the person's name, it takes a while because they'll set up an LLC. So this guy won in January of this year. About a month later, he's got an LLC set up. They wire transfer him $723 million. He's suing his baby mama, because she told his family that he had won, and he didn't want his family to know. So now he's suing the mom of his daughter for 6 figures, which when you have $725 million, that's nothing. It's a spite lawsuit, right?
Ooh,
but he very specifically didn't want his family to know. He made her sign, Poundcake. What did he make her sign?
NDA.
An NDA.
She broke it. That's a breach of contract.
Broke it. She told his family. The NDA said that she couldn't say anything until 2032. For 9 years, he didn't want anybody to know. Now, again, I don't know how you hide this kind of money because it will change your life.
But if you cut everyone off, then it's not necessarily yes, you're hiding it, but you're not saying that you have it either. Like, if you just disappear one day, if you're everybody's connected to somebody, and you will eventually buy something that is so far outside the normal purview but they won't
of
know
somebody.
You won the lottery.
Well, how else would you have that money?
It doesn't matter if you're not.
If you buy a
yourself.
massive house, where did you get the money? Now they might. You're
the old-fashioned way, dealing drugs. Like, they don't know.
Dealing. Mom, Dad, I've just been a drug dealer.
Yes, I think a lot.
That's
of people
preferable to admitting you won the Mega Millions.
That's more likely than you winning the Mega Millions. I would. My first instinct, if I saw a family member of mine, I see on Facebook, I haven't talked to him in a while. All of a sudden, he's super rich on private jets, has a big house. I'm like, oh. I was like, he's a pusher man now. Like, he's dealing drugs, and he's one of the high-end drug dealers that, like, live in the nice suburbs.
Right, but overnight he became a high-end drug dealer?
No, he's probably been making that quiet cheddar for a long time, and now he's got employees.
Wow, all right.
He don't even touch it
That's
anymore.
where your brain is. Not that he bought a scratcher that paid off.
That is more likely. You're more likely to be a high-end drug dealer than you are to win the lottery. So that's where.
But
my
a
mind
lot
would
of
go
people play the lottery.
Right, but the odds are.
The odds are. I'm saying there's a code.
There's a formula you can use to make a lot of money if you're willing to do that with drugs.
Yeah.
The winning the lottery is just luck.
The odds of him winning the Mega Millions were 1 in 302 million.
That's what I'm talking
about.
about.
And he won.
So, yeah, and there's a code when you're, like, dealing drugs. Like, you don't talk about it. You stack the money on the low. And so there's a lot of secrecy behind it. I'm like, yeah, that would make sense. He's dealing drugs, and he has a big house.
Well, then let me ask you this. If that's where your brain goes, and you think this person has a lot of money, and you think it's ill-gotten gains. I shouldn't say ill-gotten. Selling drugs is hard work, especially to that level, right? If you've kept it quiet, kept yourself out of jail, whatever, you're making tons of money. You're going to get somebody upset. And somebody is going to accuse you of selling drugs to someone else. Now you've got law enforcement coming in, and you have to tell them, no, I won the lottery.
Yeah, but they don't have to tell the people that reported it.
No, but what I'm saying is word's going to get out.
But it really, most people mind their own business, especially if you get a big house.
Most people mind their own business? Have you walked around lately?
But what I'm saying is, when you have that type of money, you're amongst like-minded, same money people. Like, you're in a development where everyone has money. No one's surprised that you got a big house. If you cut off people that want your money,
but if you moved into a neighborhood, nobody knew who you were. You coming out of nowhere. Those kind of people hate new money.
I mean, that's the whole thing too with the lottery. Like, when people, that's a meme, is like, I wouldn't tell anybody I won the lottery, but there'd be signs because it's like a pile of Coke and a big giant house and stuff like that.
You got a helicopter in your front yard.
Naked ladies everywhere.
Because my point is, most people who win the lottery at that level, or at any level, let's say you won a couple $1 million. I mean, obviously it's extreme if you win $1 billion. Let's say just somebody who wins $20 million. Those people, they spend their money on dumb stuff. A lot of those people, because they don't know what to do with it. They're like, I've never had money before in my life. They don't think to get a financial advisor. It's why there's those TV shows about how the lottery ruined their lives. And they were broke in 10 years because they got about 4 helicopters and 3. Those people are not going to keep it quiet. Those people can't wait to push it and shove it in other people's faces.
See, but mine
this guy didn't want his own family to know.
Mine would be obvious because I would be a target. I'm like, I need security wherever I go now. I'm a big guy, I need 6 guards, like 2 walk in front of me, 2 beside me, 2 behind me. I need like police escorts everywhere I go. They're like, oh, damn it. Cody
Yeah, that won't throw up any red
That's
flags.
what I'm saying. Cody won the lottery. They know I'm not sophisticated.
Why is he surrounded by retired Secret Service?
I'm not smart enough to do drugs. Like
I got
He
a
has a
lottery
security-
insider says that most people that win big get a blind trust, and that way nobody knows where the money goes.
Is that about where the
It's
money
not where it goes. It's
Right.
what they're spending it on.
And you go from not having money to having super nice things like a Rolls Royce and
That dude
a
in
yacht.
California, that he's just a regular walking around Big Lebowski looking dude, and he won that Powerball, right? So now he's got $1 billion. This dude's buying like $40 million houses within LA County. He bought like 4 or 5 $30 million houses, like 5 minutes from each other in
Well, you
LA.
wanna have the
'cause
set.
He has tons of, and so you're not going to be able to keep that under wraps. You're going to have to get somebody to watch every one of those houses.
You need a manager. You need like an estate lawyer. You need all that stuff because to me, it would just I would have a target on my back now. So I don't even know if I would trust a lawyer because
That's a good way to go. Just don't trust anybody.
well, they're banking on the fact that you're ignorant. Like you don't know what you're signing. You can
There's
read it.
people that are trustworthy.
There's a lot of people that are not trustworthy when it comes to $1
Right,
billion.
but there are people that are.
But is very few people that wouldn't cheat someone for $1 billion.
Well, that's why you have checks and balances where you don't hire one person, you hire other people that keep them in line.
And on your checks, make sure that you get balloons and clowns on your checks, paper checks.
I would have
so nobody would think twice.
I want my own currency. Like I want, you know how they have like
You want Cody bucks,
exactly my face on them.
and you have a gift shop in your house, and that's the only place that they're good.
Like all right,
It's all Poundcake merch. Like
Yeah.
it's fine china with his face on it, so you can eat right on his face.
Cody. Hey, here's some Cody currency. Like you know,
Some yeah.